0 just to finish off the open section.
Hi Vincent, do you think Arsenal have the capabilities of winning the Premier League title this season?
I don't know. I'll tell you after the game. We've played the big ones all in a row in succession now, so we'll have a pretty good idea. But they're strong. I watched them enough this season to really see that that you know they're not going to lose many games between now and the end of the season. But that's what you have to do when you're at the top of the league.
Different experience for you this week. Obviously, you'll be in the stands rather than on the touchline. Does it impact you too much?
I don't know. I guess I'll just have to deal with it, and I'm still sorting out logistics. But you know, hopefully the team is prepared and believes in the fact that you know a game at Turf Moor can be a good game for us.
In the grand scheme of things, is a punishment like that warranted? Do you feel?
I've given up on trying to figure out. I guess you get a punishment, you take the punishment. That's kind of how I look at it. And in the end, I'm too focused now on the squad, on the team. I said I don't prioritize the individual right now. We have to prioritize the team and the collective, and therefore, I can't dwell on it too much. We move on. I
think though it was Jürgen who said after the game last week, if blue cards were introduced, could you imagine what it would have been like as well?
Yeah. Me and him would have sat in that dugout together at some point. But it's. Do you know what? The only thing I'll always mention is consistency. If you guys look back across the whole season and you see consistency, then I have no complaint. If you look back throughout the whole season and there's the lack of consistency, then that needs to be fixed.
When you look at the performances, and I think you've highlighted performance against Liverpool and Manchester City as well, you're seeing signs that you could pull what would many see as a surprise result against Arsenal. What is it that you see?
But the thing is, obviously we get to a stage of the season where Arsenal was probably one of those turnaround performances away at the Emirates, and since that game, I don't think we've sat here discussing performances too much. Yes, we can speak about the first half performance against Fulham, but then the second half performance against Fulham was really good. So we've been in every game since that game. So it's about results now, and about getting it over the line and keeping it out of the net. There's not much more to it than that at the moment for us, because the games have been good, but it's not enough.
So how do you go about stopping Arsenal? I know you focus on yourselves, but at the same time, 4 straight wins, 16 goals, 3 past Liverpool, 5 past Palace, 6 past West Ham, just speaks about the kind of form that they're in at the moment.
Yeah, they're top teams. And it doesn't change from when we play Spurs, when we play Liverpool, when we played City not long ago. You need a few things to go your way. You need exceptional performances. And then at the end, you know, these teams have always got tools to hurt you, but you need to make the most of your moments. And certainly had enough moments across all of those games, but we didn't make the most of it.
Is that the kind of message then you're repeating to the lads? It's make the most of those moments, almost have that belief to make the most of those moments.
Yeah, and it's practice and belief, because in the end you have to believe that when you get into this situation, the next time it's in the back of the net.
How much are you looking forward to seeing Mikel again as well? Albeit, I don't know how much you'll be able to get to see him as you're not on the touchline next to him.
Look, it's you know, you like you said, you have to play them all, right? So we play a top team, and twice a season is enough, right? And but in general, you know, we shared memories and experiences together, playing against each other, but also working together. And so we have a common history, and that's always something that remains.
Do you have much contact at all? You're close at all, or?
Just every now and then, yeah. Just might be for random things, or it might be for player-related discussions. But we're all very, very busy, and he is, of course, and it's seasonal. Let's put it this way.
Come on.
Thank you, Ellen. PLP.
You mentioned making the most of those moments. Obviously, the team performed well against Liverpool despite the scoreline. What do you want the players to carry forward into another big game against title contenders?
I put at the forefront now, it's belief. It has to be. There's no magic recipe to approach this game. We can have debate about what tactics and what battles will happen in a game, but for them, they have incredible players in every position that can make the difference, and we have a team that at all times is a difficult team to play against, and those are our strengths, and that's what we need to make use of. But much more than that, it's about the way you show yourself on the day.
We've obviously spoken about Mikel Arteta there. He said that he noticed quite early on when you were a player that you had that coach within you already. What signs did he show, either when you played against him or when you worked with him, that he would go on to be the coach that he is today?
Passionate. I think I liked how he handled as well. I mean, it's not for me to judge. I'm not saying it in any different way than anybody who's just observing, right? And how he handled his first season with Arsenal, the complexities of that, and the change of really important players, and then also working with a very young group, and then gradually growing and improving his team. And it takes, in a high pressure environment, it takes a lot of resilience to do that. So on top of knowing his stuff, on top of being having been a leader in his career, being captain and stuff, he showed resilience and clarity, and that's those are good ingredients. Time you don't always get, but consistency gives you a chance.
On that first season, he was obviously shown a lot of patience from Arsenal early on. Do you see him as a good example of when you have the right backing, things can come really good?
I won't be the one naive guy that makes a statement that this is how football should be run. You know, it's. I know what the environment is like, but it's also common sense, right? It is actually common sense. Anywhere else, in any other industry, that's how you would approach the matter. But common sense doesn't always apply to our job. But it makes sense. He's a talented person. He had a clarity of ideas and thought, and you know, eventually these guys always rise to the top. Unfortunately, not always in the same club, but he was able to do it in the same club.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. Ready, Lance?
7 home games to go, Vinny. Realistically, how much has your home form hampered your chances this season?
Yeah, home form. Do you know what? It's just results all over. It doesn't matter home or away. It's the result side of things, and plenty of good games to look back on this season. Plenty of good performances, but in the end, we can't feel sorry for ourselves. It's just been a reality for us, and that's why every single day we're looking to improve. And every game is a new beginning. Let's never forget that.
You talk often about belief. The facts are that you've got 13 points out of 72 available. What gives you the belief that you can get another 20 odd from the 42 that you've got left? Past
experiences, having been in this industry. Someone mentioned to me, I think it was the Opta statistics about our chances of going up. And of course, if you read the numbers, it's not great. But I don't know, what I experienced a moment in my life where we had to score 2 goals in 3 minutes to win the league. What are the statistics of that happening? You know, what are the odds that happened? And it's happened consistently in my life. So what's the odds of a young kid from Brussels, from diverse backgrounds, making it into the most difficult league in the world and lifting trophies in Manchester? So the odds, what are the odds of that? So the consistent message is believe. It's absolutely that. One thing you're guaranteed is if you give up, you get nothing. Okay, this year you get something maybe if you believe, and maybe the next year, for sure you'll get something somewhere down the line, and that's a consistency that I will always carry.
Defensively this season, there have been some problems for you. Given that you're regarded as one of the greatest defenders ever to grace the Premier League era.
Don't give me a compliment before you're gonna...
You've been here before. Just how frustrating is it for you then?
No, look, I find it tough sometimes on the lads because I see the work they put in. I see the integrity there is to the job. You know, it's not like there's nobody's throwing it away. Nobody's, and and they really try, and they don't always get punished in the most obvious ways. It's been a number of issues we've had in terms of how we've conceded goals. But I have to say to them again, tomorrow is a new beginning. So everything that's happened beforehand, don't let that be what defines you in the next games. No way.